Welcome to the audio description of Too Pretty to Punch. I am Edalia Day, the star of the show, and I will be referring to myself in this audio description in the first person. The back wall is covered in a white projection screen. There's a 6-foot irregularly shaped screen on the left-hand side of the stage, and a smaller screen on a chair on the right, next to a microphone and a banjo. Blackout. A spotlight swoops about the stage. I leap on like an energetic gazelle.
Edinburgh, are you ready for a wild afternoon of gender-based poetry? Awesomeness!
I strike a kung fu pose. I'm 6'4" and have long wavy legs and 2 pert elbows. I'm wearing a khaki mini-skirt, a black bodysuit and fake leather leggings. My feet are bare, I have shoulder-length brown hair and blue eyes.
I am a transgender warrior. I worry about everything. Do I look transgender? Do I sound it? Do I come across as female enough? I doubt it. In this life, I hide. I'm rubbish. I'm terrified. I practically only take my mask off when I go on stage, and even then, I'm afraid. I'm afraid if I talk much higher or move like a girl, whatever that means, or hope to be seen as a she, all you'll see is an imposter. A troll in a skirt with a sign round my neck. First punch is free. Do I look transgender? Do I sound it? Do I come across as female enough?
I leap into the audience and pretend to be a heckler.
You look rank! Sorry, this isn't a Q&A. You look like a troll! There's no need to shout, you're only on the front row. Hang on a minute, is that my banjo? No, I brought this from home. That's my banjo, give it back. No, I brought this from home. You've got your banjo, you're holding yours. Gosh, sorry, my mistake. Yeah, you idiot. You've got man hands. I've got a narrow waist. You've got a figure that's jaunty and a tooth out of place. You've got square cut shoulders and a face that's growing older. But my legs are as long as can be. Do I need to prove myself to you? To be a valid person, do I need to take your abuse? To lead a life more certain, you expect me to sacrifice my views and then quietly cease my person. Listen, I'm a human through and through, and whether I am or not is nothing to do with you. I've got these legs. Ow! People are like, whoa, you've got better legs than me and I'm an actual woman. Thanks. They're kind of feminine, apart from the knobbly knees, and they make me much taller than a woman can be, or they say, though I see occasionally cis women who are taller than me. I'm at odds with my body and it's plain to see. My chest is flat and my hips are lean. They like to think that they're hypnotic, but the rest of me is neurotic and we hardly ever seem to agree. Oh, do I need to prove myself to you? To be a valid person, do I need to take your abuse? To lead a life more certain, you expect me to sacrifice my views and then quietly cease my person. Listen, I'm a human through and through, and whether I am or not is nothing to do with you. That sound you were making there. But repeat it again and again and again and again. I don't think I've ever heard that before. You should do that anytime you feel good. By the way, I wanted to say the whole time, but I couldn't because I was on script and there was a chance, and I love your thumbs. And your cuticles are amazing, where you're presenting them there like that. And your arms, the way you deftly lift that Diet Coke bottle. Wow, it's just so powerful. Can I borrow your arms? Great, I'll get the saw. Oh, no, sorry, there's a fast turnaround between shows, so in the Fringe I can't do the cutting off the arm, but you keep them. And I want you to take this and throw it so it lands on my head.
I hand the audience member a cardboard
Would it help
box.
if you had a drum roll, maybe? Oh, brilliant.
It misses. It bounces off my chest.
That never normally happens. No, I won't ask you to do it. People keep trying to put me in boxes, but it never works. When you're a boy, you get given a one-size-fits-all box, and you're supposed to fill it from day one. It's kind of cute at first, little kids pretending to be strong, but it does get tiresome. If your body's too big, bullies will squish you with fists and slurs. If your emotions are too big, don't worry, the whole of society will trim them with barbed words. When you're a girl, your box is pink and has flowers on it. There's no right way to fit into it. All the ways are wrong. The girl box was originally made by a bunch of guys who thought they looked nice but weren't very good at making boxes strong. Lots of women have torn up their boxes and made new ones so they could rest at ease, but those boys did not like that, as they had spent themselves building these box-based fantasies. If you fit in the boy box, life treats you better on average, especially if there are no wars going on. And there are all these extensions available if you know the right people or come from the right class. You can get extensions for the girl box too, but generally you can only look at them, as most girl boxes come with this impenetrable ceiling made of glass. Some people love boxes. Some hate them, some find them too restrictive. Sometimes it's nice just to have somewhere to belong, and as long as they stay in your head, there can be good starting points if you don't know anything about someone. The trouble comes when someone gets too attached to the box they put you in and the idea they have of you. So much so that they build their box on top of yours, and their whole sense of security on you staying where they put you. But this isn't even your box. It's just a bunch of ideas in their heads. You don't know where the boundaries are, so you being you naturally, you step out of them and they go, whoa, 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 get back in your box, get back in your box. Why are you doing this to me? Stop messing with my life. You'll destabilize everything. The power will collapse. There'll be no more nuclear families. People will nuke our families. The box opens. Oh, nothing happened. Oh, wow. Well, no harm done, best to be safe, eh? Oh. Oh, they seem to have suffocated in here. Or maybe it wasn't such a good idea forcing them to live in perpetual fear.
Blackout. I sit on the chair on the side of the stage, illuminated by a spotlight. I mime opening up a laptop and turning it on.
Do I look transgender?
Tweets are projected on the wall behind me. They say, stunning. Gorgeous. Where did you get those legs? Jealous. You look like a troll. I close the laptop. The tweets disappear except for the troll one. I open the laptop.
Better to look like one than be one, troll.
More tweets. You are the troll. You are depraved. Get back in your cave. You should be ashamed. You are a menace to society. Kill yourself. I close the laptop. The tweets fade. A flurry of tweets explode out of the laptop, filling the wall behind me, pushing me back. I struggle to close it. Eventually I do, and they fade. I hold the laptop up to my head, open it and press a button. It fires like a gun. Red is projected behind me. The projection rewinds, I close the laptop and the lights come up.
It's not so simple. Suicide. You can shut the computer, close the newspaper, swerve your eyes from the billboard, sure. Switch off the TV, okay. But when it's drip, drip, drip from the moment you're born, you're not dodging bullets. A comment here, a headline there, a slur, a trope, a turn of phrase in a book. Kids joking in the playground, comedians on TV, all it takes is a well-placed jibe, a casual poke, repeated, often, enough. A laugh! Growing up, the message was clear. Your true face isn't welcome here. Growing up, the message was clear. No one can know if they find out you're trans. Your family will disown you. Your friends will reject you. You will be beaten bloody. No one will ever employ you. No one will ever love you. Growing up, the message was clear. No one can know. In primary school, I never read Bill's new frock in case someone suspected. I didn't sing in my dad's choir because the robes look kind of like a dress. Anything you can do to suppress that part of you because no one can know. I never watched Eddie Izzard, the one potential role model I knew. What if someone saw through my motives for watching? And in other media, the message couldn't be surer. You are to be mocked without a care. Jerry Springer, Jeremy Kyle. I loved Ace Ventura, but who in their right mind thought it a good idea to end a kids' film publicly stripping a trans woman down to her underwear? When you spread this stuff, you're sowing seeds in young minds you think they don't see. Each troll tweet, each headline, now I'm not dodging bullets. I'm pulling weeds. It gets to the point where you no longer need to hear them said. You see a trans woman with masculine features, you shudder. You see yourself in the mirror, you flinch. Will I ever be pretty enough to live? Because the message is clear, if you don't look visibly transgender, you've got less to fear. So shut your mouth, close your heart, swerve your eyes from the glares, sure, switch off your dreams, okay. Glaze eyes, bottle fears, clench your hands, build your frailty into a dam and stamp yourself into that picture of a man. Will I ever be pretty enough? No.
The show's captions read, sombre whistling with a hint of melancholy and the promise of folk banjo, like a trans Pete Seeger.
Take what's yours, the world is free. All you've gotta do is be a boy, be a boy. Let your worries fade away, be content how you were born. Let the other you go astray, be a boy, be a boy. You felt free before, wasn't it fun to be a boy? Now stop this silliness forevermore. You're fooling no one, everyone sees the whole of you. Squeezing your size 9 soul into a size 6. You look ridiculous. Open your eyes and see. You could be free, just accept who you were always meant to be. Or be a boy, be employed, earn a wage and stay alive. Stop running away, be a boy, it's the only way to survive. Let your hair grow till it's short, fall in love and raise a family. Who could love you as you are, as some half-boy girl calamity? Be bold, be brave, be strong, be true. You can do anything that you'd ever want to. if you'll just be.
Blackout. I mime blowing bubbles, they're projected behind me. I draw a childlike drawing of a house on the screen. It fades and we see a series of projected scenes. A child on a swing swinging back and forth, a girl on one side, a boy on the other. I play with a toy car. I'm sat in the back of a car as a child. My hair grows from short to long. A giant hand grabs me by the hair, lifts me up and cuts it short. I strain and grow my hair long. It gets cut short. I strain and grow my hair long. It gets cut short. I strain and grow my hair long. I grow up. It gets cut short. I strain. My chin and chest hair grows. My armpit hair grows. The whole screen is full of hair. I shave my armpits in the mirror, getting faster and faster. My reflection is a more feminine version of me. She doubles over in pain. On the other side of the stage, a male version of me grows in weird, disjointed ways. The man and woman fly in circles around me. A child on a swing, swinging back and forth. A girl on one side, a boy on the other. I see myself in the mirror, a cartoon man in a dress. An invisible attacker grabs us both by the scruffs of our necks, punches us in the stomach, gets us in a headlock. I see myself in the mirror. I punch the air, the mirror explodes into 1,000 pieces. The mirror man in the dress falls out of the mirror and onto the chair. I go to stroke his cheek, but then punch him instead. I tear at the space around me, it rips. I do press-ups and mime pull-ups. The cartoon man and woman appear on either side of me.
Do you want to hold her? No. Do you want to dance? No. Can I kiss you? No. Do you cry? No. Do you want to hold her? No. Do you like this dress? No. Don't give it to me, I don't know what I'm doing,
I walk behind a screen covering my lower half, on which is projected a pregnant belly. I walk back to the centre and it's gone. I look at the female me, I look at the male me. The lights fade, and then go bright again.
I've got a hands-up question for everyone. Who here has children in their life in some way? Okay, a fair few, not everyone, but quite a few. Yeah, it's not a competition. I've got 3 though. They're not mine. I've got 2 nieces and a nephew, and they're some of my favourite people. They're 3, 5, and 7, and they'll probably stay that age for the whole time I tour this show. And I'm physically trained, so it's really interesting seeing the way they move and picking up the things that obviously they were born with, and the other things that they've learnt along the way. And there's some stuff I want to share with you. For example, I've realised boy toddlers tend to walk like this.
I waddle in a circle.
But girl toddlers, on the other hand, tend to walk like this.
I repeat the movement exactly.
A tiny tot of any gender when they're ecstatic is like or something along those lines. They've got all the moves. Their voices go they pick up everything from the world around them. Every movement, every sound in search of that holy grail of kiddom, adulting. We play at being adults till we know it off by heart, till we forget that even what we consider normal is just a part we learn to play. We learn to say all the right words, or the wrong ones if it suited us. And we were elated when we lived long enough that adulthood finally recruited us.
What are you? A slut? Close your legs. Man up. What are you wearing? Perfume.
It's aftershave.
Oh, phew. But is that eyeliner?
Guy liner.
Mascara.
Your mascara.
High heel.
These are cowboy boots from the Wild West era.
You walk like a man.
Throw like a girl.
Sit like a lady.
Stop
pretending to be something you're not. Legs wide. Back bent. Shoulders rounded.
Fists clenched.
Fists clenched. Don't smile. Head down. Hips still.
Muscles tense. Face calm, neck stout, nonchalantly stride out.
I contort my body following their directions to extremes.
Head up, back straight, shoulders back, wrists out. Small steps.
Elbows in.
Knees together, don't slouch.
slouch.
Smile more, don't grin.
Elegantly glide in.
I exit. A projection of a trashy magazine with rows of fabulously dressed women in little windows. A projected version of me walks into a spare window that doesn't have a woman in it.
How am I doing? Am I gliding elegantly yet? Hello?
Excuse me.
Characters made of cut-out photographs sing to me. The real me enters and joins them.
Is everything okay?
Your hips are too thin and your thighs too fat.
Your shoulders too broad and your chest too flat.
This top would look great to hide your waist.
Disguise your face with the latest paste.
Yeah?
I just think that maybe...
Why would you?
Oh, I see.
Couldn't she just...
Unfortunately, your upper body's broader than an American footballer with a broad on each shoulder studying 80s fashion in the Norfolk Broads.
They're not that bad, are they?
Gonna need a lot less shoulder pads.
Hide your flaws. My flaws? Where is the top to hide my regret? Which dress disguises irrational fears? Is there a skirt for those who take on too much work? Which scarf detracts from year on year rarely cooking regular meals? Hypochondria? Trouble setting personal boundaries? Convincing myself that ice cream will cure my miseries? Is there a bra to divert attention away from being so afraid of confrontation that I rarely say what I actually want or need, while subconsciously convincing myself I'm being selflessly polite, yet coming across as frustratingly vague and ill at ease? Hide my flaws.
You're not even making an effort.
You have to make an effort.
Yes.
Just try.
No!
If you'd only...
The cutout characters squash and stretch me until I'm packed away into a little box.
Just a little hotter.
And compliant.
And shorter.
And your hairline slightly lower.
Bust bigger.
Hips wider.
Waist thinner.
Cheeks higher.
More stylish.
Less
If
play.
you cared about your looks. Yeah. If you just
Yeah.
Done.
I enter wearing a cardboard box with a female symbol on it.
People keep trying to put me in boxes, but I
I pull the box off me and throw it violently off stage.
Oh God! No! I'm sorry, I've got no idea where that came from. Okay, one day you come out. It's okay to be me. I am not dodging bullets. Whoa, what are you supposed to be? I guess non-binary? One of those. Look at me, I identify as a scooter. Please, stop harassing me. Stop attacking my freedom of speech. Since when was giving someone a platform to hate the same as, hey, Edalia, hey, what's wrong? Who's this guy? Yeah, well, don't worry about him, he's not here now. Yeah. Hey, I'm your friend, you know that, right? Yeah, thanks, Gary. I support you 100%. But, just to play devil's advocate. Just to play devil's advocate. Just to play devil's advocate. Oh, just to play devil's advocate. Just to play devil's advocate. Just to play devil's advocate. Oh, I've never heard that point of view before. I wish someone would play God's advocate for once. You're an abomination! You too, God? No, just some twats who pretend to follow me. Accept yourself how God made you. She made me transgender.
During this song, children's TV characters fight in the style of Powerpuff Girls versus Transformers, but the Powerpuff Girls are redrawn to look like gender symbols.
People squeeze us into two tiny boxes, threatening violence, hurling obscenities, then act so surprised when we expand the list of gender identities. Here's a few genders for you. Gender status, genderqueer, defies the media depiction, dismantling the status quo. Emphasizing a lack of gender distinction, maverick, they feel an inner conviction. Demigirl, she's kind of woman, maybe not so woman, wanna be left alone. Persuaded by a need to hate, all in the state mind that goes against their worldview. Some people try to suffocate conversation on a subject they have no clue. Fed up of fighting online wars with selfish boards, the time has come to right their destructive wrong. Bigots try to identify as scooters merely because they want to refute us. They see our lives as nothing more than fiction getting in the way. Defiantly, they call all as fragile little snowflakes, but they're the ones when you disagree their world breaks. I don't want to be the cause of any fiction, just get that record straight. Biding time, we want to change the world. One by one is fine. Just get your voice heard. What a time to be alive. Seeing a change in your lifetime.
A lot of people come up to me and they say, Edalia, you realise gender's just a social construct, right? The idea of what's masculine and feminine is nonsense, so we should stop labelling ourselves and be. Do what we want, dress how we want, not give a shit. It's a social construct, it doesn't exist. And that is a lovely idea, and I actually try to live by it, but I am an eccentric, wild outsider, and still it feels like swimming upstream. You see, though gender may just be a social construct, social constructs exist. Gender might just be a bunch of stupid rules in our heads, but our whole lives are governed by stupid rules in our heads. Imagine if you just got up and walked across the stage.
I pointed at an audience member on the back row.
It'd be weird. It'd feel wrong, because the rule in our heads is I'm the performer, you're the audience. This is my space, that's yours. If I go into yours, it's really straight. Oh my goodness, what are they going to do? Are they going to ask me to throw a box or something? And if I brought you into mine, it would be too. It's just a social construct, this idea of how theatres work, but it feels real. Those days I leave my house in a skirt and a shirt, boxless, not wearing any labels, just being. It can be fantastic, especially if I've got a security blanket of friends. But sometimes it feels a bit like stepping into a crowded lift facing the wrong way, or sitting right next to someone in a waiting room even though there are 20 other empty seats, or stepping into the kitchen of a busy restaurant, walking round an office after dark, taking a pen out in a gallery and leaving a mark, driving under the barrier without paying in a busy car park, or getting onto the Olivier stage, the National Theatre halfway through a speech in the middle of Troilus and Cressida, or getting into a tank full of sharks, and all the sharks know how to drive the tank. But it's my first day, and I don't speak shark, and they didn't give me any instructions. I've heard sharks have fragile tempers. Sometimes it's easier pretending you're a he. Sometimes it's easier going with she. Sometimes it's easier having a box and saying, hey, this is me.
I pick up the cardboard box.
I spent 26 years pretending to be a buff dude, but failing miserably. But when I finally stopped pretending, it wasn't actually as freeing as I thought it was going to be. I mean, it was great, but I went to trans support groups and they were like, here's your new box. Oh, no, I don't do boxes anymore. Yeah, congratulations, you got rid of the boy box. Here's your girl box.
I squeeze myself into the cardboard box, my arm poking out at an odd angle.
Oh. Yeah, this does actually fit a lot better than the boy box did. But, I mean, it's still a bit restrictive. I mean, does anyone really need one of these? Get back in your box! Get back in your box! Whoa, I didn't expect that sort of thing from you. We fought so long, for decades, to get the chance to go anywhere near this box. Now you get in it and be happy. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, sorry, I was being disrespectful. This is great. And asymmetry is so in right now. Sometimes I went out without a box and was met with looks of fear and disdain, but also occasional encouraging smiles and comments. Those made my day. But mostly, I just put the girl box back in the cupboard, got in the boy box, and I kind of just faded away. Then it happened. I was working in London on this play directed by this renegade rebel whose box was totally different to all the others.
It was frayed with chainsaw reshaping. Go faster stripes down the sides, scrap metal in a fish scale metallic sheen. It was a queer dream of a box. And it wasn't clunky or ramshackle. It ran on green energy and gin. Oiled like a rocket, smooth and agile. Oh, where did you get that box? Oh, I made it. Also, this isn't really a box anymore. This is a spaceship. You can customize these things? Yeah, I 3D printed mine. Hop in. What did I do? Feeling slightly confused about how to proceed, I threw the boy box aside, hopped in the girl box, and flew! Suddenly there were all kinds of boxes I never knew existed. We went to clubs where regular cubes whooped and cheered at the performer in the dodecahedron as they marvelled at how great they were being to accept this freak they never would in their daily lives. We went to theatre shows that were actually more like box dismantling workshops. I painted mine in red and gold, curved the sides and built a sail of vegan weaves. Whoa, Edalia, nice box. Thanks. But this isn't really a box anymore. This is a pirate ship. Cannon powered. It was a dream. But then one day I tried getting into this shop and all the other boxes, whatever their size and shape, as long as they were in proportion, managed to get through, but whichever way I twisted, my sail kept getting stuck. I tried banks, businesses, schools. In the end, I burnt the sail, threw the cannons overboard, squished in the sides, and holding my breath, I just about managed to make it through. But then the further outside of London I got, the narrower the doors got. And I'm from Swindon, which has spaces, but certainly feels unfriendly if you're trying to rock a trapezoid. Or go around sporting a pair of prisms. Hands up question for you, because we're so good at it last time. Who here hates transphobia? Oh, I think that's everyone. I didn't need to bother doing the show. I have spent a lot of time scrolling the internet, Twitter, Facebook, social media, and I have found the cure for transphobia. Be hot. Be hot. Be pretty. If you're a girl, be as cute as a kitty. If you're a man, make handspan massive in your stance impassive, in your general demeanour hard, sculpt your muscles broad, and your chin picturesque. Stay on the handsome side of gritty. Be hot. Be pretty. Play down any thoughts that are witty. Turn his heckle into a catcall, and you know you're finally acceptable when you're as equally harassable as any other she. Respect. From a subject of hate to someone they might date when their lips salivate to the moves of your hips, you're a hit. She's a man, she's fit, I'd hit that, can't you see? She's acceptable, I'm cis and she's prettier than me. You go girl, you've made it, you passed for one of us. I would definitely think twice before pushing you under a bus. So kind, no really, I'm tearful before I accept this award. I just want to say how honoured I am to know that I'm adored enough to be human. But what if it's actually the opposite? And the more pretty I get, the more flack I receive. When I'm mistaken for just an eccentric man, is that inadvertent privilege shielding me? And with each dab of cream, each reflect in a mirror, each selfie, each worry about getting thinner, am I just running full circle back to that punch? Corner, 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 wall. Back off. I've got a girl card, bona fide. This expired in 1995. I've got 5,000 likes on Instagram. It's been 24 days since someone called me a man. What do you mean you didn't know I was trans? I'm past enough to be killed anyway. Yes! No, wait, I've got to celebrate. Don't punch me, I passed, don't hit me, I do, I'm not different. They said I could be human too if I worked at it, if I followed the rules. My friend said, my sister said, my mother said, my brother said, I pass.
You don't. Your voice is too deep.
I'm like Cher.
You're not.
No, I'm not, but please. I'm too cute to kill, too gorgeous to gut. I'm allergic to punches, they make me swell up. I don't want to become a statistic. I hate statistics.
What are you running from?
Sorry?
What are you running from?
There's this guy.
Is there a guy?
Statistically, 1 in 5. Statistically, you're gonna get beaten up. Statistically, I hate statistically speaking every time you leave the house and grip a fist around your heart. Statistics, 30 to 20 to 1.5%, 5% to 30 to 40 to 60. Added, subtracted, statistical elasticity. I shouldn't be here statistically.
Statistically, you're already dead.
Who said that? Show yourself. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not too pretty to punch you, too titillating to torture, too tasty to trip, too womanly to whip, too much of a vixen to give kicks, and too ravishing to rip your throat out.
A projection of blood pools behind me like a crime scene viewed from above.
The knife caressed her skin, like a timid lover, fumbling for 1,000 kisses. Lips running red. Run.
Edalia, can I just get a word, please? A word or two for the Daily News, the News Gazette, the Fair on Sunday, the Past Its Times.
No, I don't do that sort of thing.
How do you feel about this terrible tragedy?
No, please, don't talk to me. I always say the wrong thing.
Do you tremble when you leave the house? Do you live in fear? Do you regret looking for an easier life as a woman?
Easier? Is that what you think this... No, look, being trans, it's out of the frying pan and into the fire. Although actually, now I think about it, being a man isn't really a frying pan. I mean, not for me. I guess it's more, if we're sticking in the realms of kitchen apparatus, being a man, for me, is like a boiling pot. And you're an egg. Poaching. And there are loads of you in this boiling pot, bobbing along. Hot in here. Yeah. Some of you are more poached than others. Some of you are over-poached. Some are trying to act more poached than they are, spinning about with lavish abandon. Hey! And then amidst the small talk and the casual banter, one day you see over the edge the frying pan. And though you've never been there before, instinctively you feel like you should have been there all along. And one day you make a break for it. You leap! And you are elegant as can be. But you are covered in boiling water, and that is hot oil, so no matter how you land, as soon as you do... And at the back of the pan you hear fried eggs cheering, "Welcome aboard!" But nearer all you hear is, "Get out of the pan, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out! This isn't your pan! What are you doing here?" I spent too long in the boiling man pot, now everything I do is an explosion of wrong. You look back, but they won't have you. Half-poached, coagulate, half-oily mess. Not in their pan. And then you are out of the frying pan and into the fire.
So, you were in a fire?
No, it was a metaphor for...
So you were getting burned?
No, it was a metaphor. Look, I shouldn't have said anything. I always say the wrong thing. Look, just forget it. Forget all of that. Oh. Well, actually, no, I think about it. Being trans isn't a fire either. Not in this country. It's more like it's a shark tank. But no, actually, that's more Italy or Brazil with their massively high murder rates of trans people. Here, it's Okay, here it's out of the frying pan and into the lake full of jellyfish. Not the deadly paralysing kind, don't worry. You'll get ill and stung a lot, but they probably won't kill you. They won't make you stronger though, just better at avoiding jellyfish. Where I am, in the depths, they're the most sparse, the most concentrated by the shore. Some lakes have fewer jellyfish. Some lakes have more, some people make a break for the shore, pushing themselves to look more landed. Some just live with the jellyfish, putting up with the daily stings. Some reach out a hand to us in the depths and say, "Let me help, it only hurts a little." Others point and laugh. "You're not really trans unless you're knee-deep in jellyfish." Where I am though, a lot of people stop treading, stop breathing, and sink.
So where is this lake?
There's no lake, it's another metaphor.
We need to free those jellyfish.
Newspaper headlines appear. A jellyfish ate my gender.
I did not say that.
Toxic jellyfish on the loose. Jellyfish paranoia sweeps the nation. Prominent trans woman says he fears the jellyfish master race.
All of that. You've taken my words completely out of context. And what? And prominent trans woman. But no, this is absolutely.
Yeah. Welcome to Newsblock. I am your host, Benjamin Ashbot, and on tonight's show we have famous author Sasha Glafko and non-entity poet Edalia Day, who thinks she's possessed by a jellyfish.
Projected on either side are pen and ink caricatures of a middle-aged male TV presenter in a suit and tie, and a tightly wound, long-faced woman who definitely isn't supposed to look like Jermaine Greer.
I don't want jellyfish in my school! What do you say to that, Edalia? Should we have jellyfish in schools? Should we be eating jellyfish? I thought we were here to talk about the trans woman that got murdered last week. She should have known she'd be attacked, pretending to be a jellyfish. She's not a jellyfish. Exactly! Trans women don't have tentacles.
Yeah, that's the real issue, isn't it?
No, the issue is how we're massively discriminated against and how it's fueled by huge amounts of misrepresentation in the media.
So you're saying you do have tentacles?
She doesn't! There are only two genders and neither one is a jellyfish! What are you even doing here? I wrote a book.
About trans rights? No. About violent crime? No. What about then? Hummus? Sorry, what was that? Famous celebrity recipes with hummus. Oh. Sasha Glafka. Oh, I didn't make the connection before. I love that book. My friends love that book. Oh, there's that recipe with the tangerine sauce and the pita bread. You totally don't think it's going to work, but it really does. Oh, it's such an honour to meet you. Your writing on chickpea-based delight is admirable, and your insights into the flavour of falafel are divine. But you can't just become famous for one thing and then segue into a subject you know absolutely nothing about.
Whoa, Edalia, that's not the way we do things here. What about hearing both sides of the debate?
Do you do this on everything? Always have to invite one person with the facts and someone else with wildly different unresearched views? When a child goes missing, do you always insist on bringing someone on to go, well, you know, maybe the child never existed in the first place? When there was a financial crisis, did you insist it had to be the case that someone was on every panel to go, well, you know, isn't money just a social construct really anyway? When you have football matches, I don't watch football or any sport, so I don't know how it goes, but I assume it must be the case that you get one commentator all the time who loves it and one who hates it.
Oh, it would have been brilliant if they'd knocked it past the defender and scored that match-winning goal. Yeah, I suppose, but aren't they just a bunch of overpaid idiots, and isn't it a waste of time?
Why is no one listening to me? There are only two genders, penis and vagina.
This isn't the Emperor's new clothes, but you are behaving like a child. Penis! You're looking at this too simplistically.
I mime switching a TV off and the characters disappear.
Here's my take on it. The unofficial guide to 50 genders. For dummies. the way it used to go. You suppress it all your life, living in fear, squeezing reality in tight, shoehorning yourself into every stereotype expected. Sport, construction, the army, manhandling everything in sight, machismo, misogyny, as if enough press-ups will burn the trans out of you. Crush it for 40 years like a cheap tin of off-brand cola. Suddenly you can't hold it in any longer. Pretending has broken your defences. You have to be you, even if it costs. And no one knew you were playing your opposite, so the bill comes in pretty steep. They take your family, your home, your life, your money, your job, your house, with nothing left to keep you together except the relief of no longer walking a tightrope between a house of cards and a game of Jenga. Well, that's the story. Then came the internet. For me, it was great, aged 14, to suddenly discover there were others like me. But when social media kicks in, that's where we begin. An entire generation has grown up with Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. Instead of tuck shops, they're snacking on tweets. Each moment reflected back, sipping facts through fibre optic tubes. And rather than trans kids worldwide scrawling dreams on the underside of notebooks, suffering in silence, they're connecting. And maybe there's only 2 in your town, but in your country there's 100, 1,000, 1,000,000 your way, and all it takes is one turning to Tumblr to say, does anyone else feel this way? Before you know it, the in crowd is out, and the out crowd is in. What is this feeling? How do we cope? I don't know. So you ask outside, but all they go is boy, girl, boy, girl, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, boy, girl, boy, boy. No, I do 1/8 girl, 3/4 boy, 17.5% she, 85% he, both, neither. You can't be half. If you need us to be precise, which one? Fed up of reasoning with adults so dumb they couldn't possibly fathom that for some, being trans could be the million undefinable out and in-betweens, the grey areas, and what are we? Demigirl, Nutoire, Epicene, Bigender, Agender, Juxera, Genderqueer. What does that mean? Oh, that doesn't quite fit me. How about polygender, gender flux, androgyne, androgyne? And because these are the 1,000,001 areas in between, no one word will ever express what it means, so more words get minted. Creativity flows, and before you know it, our vocabulary ripens. Keep trying to force people to fit in your boxes, and eventually they'll make their own. Trans never meant only woman, man, body, or girl with a boy's soul, but that's all you heard. And now the boundary's more blurred than ever before, and there are people who want to be transgender. Now many people who never would have been considered trans before fit under that same umbrella. Some people don't like this, but for me, anything that normalises being us is brilliant, and if people can grow up finding their own way, celebrating who they are, supported, rather than crushing themselves for 40 years in denial and then exploding, I'm happy. I mean, we've still got a long way to go, but this feels like a good start.
Blackout. A spotlight appears centre stage. Stop motion animations appear, showing the things I'm talking about.
I came into this show and I thought I knew all the stories. That violence awaited me. I don't know how true this statistic may be, but I grew up hearing 50% of us are murdered or commit suicide before the age of 30. I'm 34! Woohoo! I survived. I'd make a show about transphobia, little me locked in my room, writing words for so long maybe no one would see. It's our story, our martyrdom, we die, it's our place, we know it. I posted job opportunities for trans artists, and only one person replied. Maybe they don't exist. I sighed. Then I went out to look for them. I had been researching with my head in the toilet, responding to trolls and bigots on Twitter, letting them twist their nails beneath my eyeballs, dragging myself deeper, knowing it's in the name of art, of truth, of getting that story heard. But whoa, when I looked, I'd been living in a hole, Lima Kobe, Laura Jane Grace, The Clicks, Ezra Furman, Dana Didi, Paris Lee's now. I'm getting drunk on trans celebrities. Laverne Cox, Jamie Clayton, Chas Bono on our TV screens, thousands of writers, artists, musicians, painting beauty through Instagram feeds, flooding into galleries, into minds. In this fringe alone, there are over 36 trans shows.
No one ever thinks of us as human.
I am no one's churchyard burial ground.
I'm trans. I'm not doing great, but I'm fine.
I no longer wish to feel guilty, just for breathing.
Inhabiting the outskirts of this strange body.
Keep all hands and feet inside the gender at all times.
Our difference doesn't challenge your existence.
Kindness has no gender. Power has no gender. Take this opportunity to remember.
This body is nothing but a display case that buries my heart.
My hunger swallows the sunrise, shoes on the frost.
Limbs aching, mind reeling.
Through graveyards filled with incorrect names, through hateful words, with hateful aims.
More guide than God, more truth than consequence.
When society tells you to stop, keep walking. When society shouts at you, sing loud.
Alive, boundless, with a name too wild.
I exist, I am here.
I don't care anymore.
I am real.
What I was always meant to be.
And we won't be ignored.
Too long, our identity has been our pain. The only way to get people to listen was to list the death toll as a warning refrain. But we're part of a worldwide awakening. Now, we're not dodging bullets, we're incinerating weeds with Wendy Carlos's music, Andrea Pajic, Ian Harvey. The Matrix was made by 2 trans women, with role models like these. We don't need to dodge bullets. We can rewrite the rulebook with truths. We can be.
Thank you for watching. Please share your thoughts on social media at Edalia Day and rate the show at gumroad.com. You can find more info on my work at www.edaliaday.co.uk. This is my first time doing audio description and I would love to hear what you think. Please send your criticisms, suggestions and thoughts to edalia.day@gmail.com. This show wouldn't have been possible without incredible support from National Lottery via the Arts Council England, the Shoebox Theatre in Swindon, Trowbridge Arts, Merlin Theatre in Frome, and the Ark in Stockton.